covering news that matters. Fox 23 News This Morning starts right now.
It's the day before Christmas Eve, and we're tracking chances for some wintry weather in the forecast when you could see it in your neighborhood.
And with the holidays right around the corner, millions of Americans are getting up and traveling this morning. We'll break down the travel forecast for people flying out today.
Pinned by his own vehicle, how troopers say a man got stuck under his car while you were sleeping. Good morning on this Tuesday, December 23rd. I'm Farron Salee in for Ron Terrell.
And I'm Angela Hong in for Michelle Lynn. It's 5 o'clock. We have weather every 10 minutes here on Fox 23 News This Morning.
Meteorologist Michael Sagers in the Fox 23 Severe Weather Center tracking some chances for sunshine today, but also some wintry weather later on tonight. We have traffic every 10 minutes here on Fox 23 News This Morning. Here's a look at the downtown loop. There's a little bit of a slow up as you're going around over there to 64, but for the most part, clear sailing if you're hitting the roads early this morning. Here's a look at your travel times, just 7 minutes going both ways, northbound on 75, and also if you're traveling southbound onto 169. We'll have more traffic coming up in 10 minutes. We'll check out 169 in South Tulsa. Happening now, millions of Americans are getting up and heading out of the door for the holidays. Fox 23's Preston Jones is live at Tulsa International Airport breaking down what people flying out of Tulsa can expect today.
There are 16 flights out of Tulsa in the next 4 hours, taking people to places like Denver, Chicago, Charlotte, all over the country. You can see the people here lined up bright and early this morning trying to get on the first flight out. Close to 6 million people across the country will fly to their destination, and today is expected to be one of the busiest. Good news if you are flying. Airfares fell 7% this year because of so many low-cost carriers, but AAA says most people will hit the road this holiday season. Almost 90 million people and more than 90% of travelers are driving to their destinations. Road trips are up 4% from 2013. Some of the people I talked with out here say that when they booked their holiday travel, gas prices were way up. Now they are back down. AAA also saying that they expect holiday travel to be a little bit easier this year as opposed to what happened in 2013. I'll break down that angle just ahead, all new at 5:30. Live in North Tulsa, Preston Jones, Fox 23 News.
New this morning for holiday travelers, the gift of lower gas prices keeps on giving this week. While you were sleeping, our crew shot this video of prices at the Quick Trip in South Tulsa near 71st and Yale. You can get a gallon for $1.83. According to GasBuddy.com, the average price for gas in Tulsa is $1.92, but a year ago this time, the average price of gas was $2.85.
And we're following a developing story. Broken Arrow's new Warren Theater is scheduled to open its doors this morning. Fox 23's Price McKeon is live in Broken Arrow with when you'll be able to sit down for a movie.
We'll be here at 9:30 this morning for the grand opening. In just the last few minutes, we've watched as workers have started to arrive here at the Warren Theater to put the finishing touches on everything. Now the doors will open to you at 10:30 this morning. Fox 23 has been covering the construction of the new Warren Theater in Broken Arrow for more than a year. At the beginning of the month, we showed you when crews raised the first big screen. It's 6 stories tall and weighs 600 pounds. The new theater will have 18 screens, reclining chairs, and even heated seats. This theater will also bring about more jobs to the area, about 200 jobs. In the next half hour, I'll tell you why there were delays in the opening of this brand new theater. Live in Broken Arrow, Price McKeon, Fox 23 News.
New from overnight, the Highway Patrol says a drunk driver got pinned by his own vehicle. It happened just before 11 Monday night near 31st and South 209th East Avenue in Wagner County. The OHP said 24-year-old Farron Hammond lost control of his car. He hit a ditch and flipped his vehicle. Hammond was thrown from that car and had his leg pinned under for about 30 minutes. He was taken to the hospital and is expected to be treated and released.
Also new from overnight, Tulsa police say a speeding driver rolled his van but didn't need much help getting up and going again. Officers say it happened just after 10 Monday night. Police say the driver was going too fast on the B-Way Expressway near I-44, rolled his van onto its side and then crawled out unhurt. Some friends of the driver showed up and rolled the van back over onto its wheels. They told police officers that they did not need a wrecker and drove off.
It's 5:04 and crews are scheduled to be out on the Will Rogers Turnpike later today to clean up what's left of about 200 gallons of diesel fuel that spilled on the road. That spill happened Monday near the 8 Air exit just before 8:30 a.m. Troopers told us a semi slammed into the dividing wall at the center of the turnpike, knocking concrete across several lanes.
Well, we had saddle tanks, the diesel fuel supply for the trucks. Both of them were damaged.
Crews swept away concrete, then spread oil absorbents, and finally used high-pressure washers to clear most of that fuel away. The driver was not hurt.
Happening today, more road work will have lanes narrowed near Highway 51. The left lane of westbound 51 will be closed starting at 9 this morning. Crews will be doing surface repair work. They're expected to have the lanes back open by noon.
New this morning, an airline worker has been arrested in a gun smuggling plot. Federal authorities say Eugene Harvey is suspected of helping smuggle firearms from Atlanta to New York City on passenger jets. According to an affidavit, Mark Quentin Henry, a former Delta employee who was fired back in 2010, was also arrested in New York earlier this month in a gun trafficking investigation. Investigators determined that he conspired with Harvey to get the firearms past security.
2 victims of a deadly siege in at a Sydney cafe are being remembered at a private memorial service today. A memorial service for Tory Johnson was held today at a church just around the corner from the Lindt Chocolate Cafe, where he and 17 others were taken hostage on December 15th by Mon Haran Monis. The standoff ended 16 hours later. Johnson and fellow hostage Katrina Dawson were killed along with Monis. Dawson's memorial is scheduled for later on today.
New this morning, a court has revoked bail for Monis. Umaira Drodis was free on bail after being charged with the murder of Monis's ex-wife. She's now in custody waiting for her trial. Monis was accused of being an accomplice to the murder and was free on bail at the time he stormed the cafe.
New this morning, the internet is back up and running in North Korea. As we told you Monday, the country was experiencing widespread internet outages. It's not immediately clear if the internet problems were an act of retribution for a major hack at Sony Pictures last week. President Obama on Friday said the U.S. government would respond, but did not say how.
A fire department is taking time away from putting out fires to help a family in need. On December 9th, we told you about a fire that destroyed a home 2 women and a 2-month-old baby were living in. Monday, Fox 23 got to see that fire department present the family with Christmas gifts.
Sometimes when the call is over, it's really not over, and we as a fire department felt led to give in this time of need.
The people who lived in that home that burned down say that that they are all able to stay with family, but these items will help them to rebuild. This is a good time to do all that rebuilding right before the holidays.
Exactly, and they're going to have a happy holidays for it, right? Now, we have weather every 10 minutes here on Fox 23 News this morning.
Meteorologist Michael Sagers in the Fox 23 Severe Weather Center tracking when we could see that wintry weather in your background.
The time now is 5:14. Tulsa police say they've caught a criminal ringleader that broke into an elderly man's home. Fox 23 was there as officers took Matthew Brock up to be questioned. He and 2 others are accused of robbing a Vietnam veteran of his money, keys, and crossbow.
I just don't want to go through it again, and I'm not going to.
What will happen if somebody comes into your property again?
We'll all be shot.
Police arrested Cinnamon Blue last week for her alleged part in the crime. One other suspect, Toby Shelton, is still on the loose.
New this morning, a rally in Harlem called for an end to violence. Community leaders tried to emphasize that all lives matter Monday night. Members of that community stood hand in hand with police officers after the weekend killing of 2 New York City cops. They released balloons to honor the victims of all violence.
All lives matters, police lives matters. Without the police, we could do nothing. Our streets will not be safe.
Organizers stressed they were standing in support of the families of Officer Wenjin Liu and Rafael Ramos after the 2 were killed in Brooklyn on Saturday.
Also new this morning, Congressman Michael Grimm is expected to plead guilty to tax evasion. The New York Republican is scheduled to go before a judge today. Grimm is scheduled with not reporting $1 million in income from a restaurant business. Grimm was put in the spotlight for threatening to throw a reporter over a balcony following last year's State of the Union speech. He later apologized to that reporter. Grimm could face prison time for the tax evasion charge.
Time right now, 5:15. Family and friends said goodbye to a Catoosa man killed in an oil rig explosion. We told you 27-year-old Kelsey Bella died last week in the explosion near Colgate, Oklahoma. Mementos of Bella's were placed on a table during his memorial Monday. They served as a reminder of the many things he loved: hunting, dirt biking, even ramen noodles.
Just the little things he did, cracking jokes and making us laugh. He didn't realize how lighthearted he could keep the room.
Bella's cousin said he knows Bella wouldn't want anyone to be upset, but would want them to remember the good times and have fun.
A federal judge has ruled that Oklahoma's lethal injection protocols are constitutional. Fox 23 has told you 21 death row inmates sued the state, claiming the execution protocols were experimental and cruel and unusual punishment. The judge ruled against them and said the state could proceed with the scheduled executions of 4 death row inmates early next year. Now, more details. The state of Arizona said they will no longer use the drug combination that caused nearly a 2-hour-long execution earlier this year. Executions in Arizona are also on hold pending an investigation. They plan to change the drugs used, but say that they may use the same sedative. The drug midazolam is also used in Oklahoma.
Hopefully the third time is the charm for the Buy Broken Arrow campaign. The VA Chamber had to draw another ticket for that $3,000 prize. This is the third ticket drawn. It was picked up at Lowe's. Listen up. Here's the number: 1217559. If no one claims that prize by December 29th, another ticket will be drawn. And we have that winning number at fox23.com. And weather comes your way every 10 minutes here on Fox 23 News this morning.
And meteorologist Michael Sager is in the Fox 23 Severe Weather Center tracking some warmer temperatures along with what you can expect your Christmas morning to look like.
Thanks for joining us this Tuesday morning. It's 5:24. A Texas TV meteorologist shot outside the station where he works. Now says he never spoke with the man who shot him twice. Patrick Crawford was leaving the KCEN studios near Waco on Wednesday when someone started shooting at him. He was hit twice. A third bullet grazed his head.
So there was no interaction. I did not know him. Hopefully, the description that I gave the Texas Rangers and the police, hopefully that description is going to help to bring this person to justice for what he did and the crime that he committed.
Police are still looking for that suspect. There's a $10,000 reward for any information in the case.
A new report out of Washington scored Oklahoma 5 out of 10 when it comes to health emergency preparedness and responding to disease outbreaks. The nonprofit group Trust for America's Health released the report. Oklahoma got points for maintaining its funding for public health services and meeting national standards for health care fighting acquired infections, but lost points for vaccinating less than half of the state for seasonal flu.
A construction company based in Kansas will repair the crumbling Capitol building in Oklahoma City. The Office of Management and Enterprise Services announced Monday that J.E. Dunn Construction will begin work early next year. They'll repair cracking and other damage to the stone facade. Access to the Capitol's front staircase has been blocked for years because the limestone falling from the building.
The time now is 5:25. In Jenks, the mayor awarded his second annual Golden Shovel Award. It went to the Jenks Police Department. Here's a picture of Chief Cameron Arthur and Captain Michael O'Brien accepting the award. Each of their departments was recognized for going above and beyond the call of duty.